Driving is a privilege many of us enjoy today. From horseback to carriages and finally the modern automobile. Mankind has truly changed the way we travel. But all of that changes when one of our tires goes flat and ruins all of our plans. Today we'll learn how to change that flat on How to Ride, a show that teaches you tips and tricks on things we do in our everyday life. And here's our host, Alan Torres.
I love driving. Feeling the open road and feeling the wind on your skin are some of the best feelings ever. Traffic, lousy drivers, and flat tires, not so much. These are very real things, and though we can't do much about traffic or crappy drivers, we can teach you how to change a flat tire. Today, we will be going over the precautions to take, what to do before the job, and some optional tools you might need. And finally, actually doing the job. Now, let's go over some of the precautions to take when we get our flat.
Let's start the scene.
Let's say you're enjoying a nice drive in the suburbs when suddenly...
Oh no! Something's happened to my car! Well, don't worry, little guy. Just pull over to the side of the road. What? Put your car in park and inspect your vehicle. You've got a flat. And you think, what am I gonna do? Well, don't worry, little guy, and listen for step 2.
All right, now that we have successfully sabotaged our tire, what else is next?
First off, let's start with a little trip into our glove compartment. Here, we'll find our owner's manual. If your car doesn't have an owner's manual, you can always search for one online. A lot of car manufacturers actually have online copies of the owner's manual on their website. Here in the owner's manual, we can find the exact jacking points where we have to put our jack to make sure that we lift our car safely and securely. You might also need a spider wrench, a breaker bar with your lug nut fitting, a mallet or blunt instrument, a hydraulic car jack, and of course, our spare tire itself. Alright, now that we've got everything, let's get ready for step 3.
Now that we have everything we might need, let's change that tire.
First, we're going to grab the car jack and tire iron included with our vehicle. And after unscrewing our spare, for nearly 5 minutes we put aside any screws, washers, or bolts that we use to hold our spare in place. After revealing our messy trunk, we're going to unscrew the nuts off of this tire with the included iron or spider wrench we showed you earlier. We're going to unscrew these lug nuts in a star formation as shown. Just be sure to only loosen up the nuts because we won't be removing them just yet. If your tire's lug nuts are having a tough time coming loose, use your breaker bar. This tool will provide better leverage and save you time and effort. Now we're going to lift our car at the jacking points we found in our owner's manual, either printed or online. You could use the jack provided, but I like to use my hydraulic jack as it is much simpler and faster. Now is when we remove the lug nuts from our tire and remove it for our spare. This should be easy, but there are times when our tires are being a little difficult and need a little encouragement. That's where our mallet or blunt instrument comes into play. We'll take one of our lug nuts and tighten one part of the tire to ensure that it doesn't go anywhere. And with a few persuasive hits, this tire has seen the error of its ways, and now we'll slide in our spare. After making sure our spare is secure, we attach all our lug nuts and tighten them in the star formation we talked about earlier. Then, after safely lowering our vehicle, we can toss our blown tire in the trunk, return all of our tools, and get back on the road to bask in the glory of knowing how to change a car tire.
Now that'll definitely save some people an embarrassing phone call. Today we destroyed our rear tire, presented some things you might need to complete this job, and then we got our hands dirty and changed it ourselves. Well, that does it for this segment of How Do I? Now get out there, change a flat, and have a nice day.
Thank you for joining us for How Do I? With your host, Alan Torres, and directed by Jose Jolon. I'm your announcer, Isaiah Hines. This has been a Norwalk Community College production.